The following production is intended for entertainment purposes only. We are not legal professionals. We do not speak for any government agency, and the opinions expressed here are our own. Relax.
Hey, what's up there, buddy?
Well, yo,
I,
what up?
I noticed you were like super close there for just a second, coming in
Yeah,
close.
right as you were about to hit record,
Were
I
you
think
making a were you making a move on me, Clayton? I was
right.
just smelling your hair.
You wearing cologne?
Hmm.
Nice watch.
What you been
That's
up to? What you been up to on this Saturday, this weekend?
oh, nothing. I went fishing today at the pier, the local pier. I'd been shot.
You're basically a professional now, right?
I mean, I'm coming off of a pretty hot hand.
Yeah, you are.
Coming off of a pretty hot hand fishing wise.
And I think that you should get at least some credit for your son's uh, whale that he caught at Afton.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was genetics. I'm
I
multi-generational.
I still don't I still don't understand what happened there. So I get, it was 60 pounds, right?
Caleb caught a 60-pound flathead out at Lake Afton with my 95-year-old uncle. They're in this piece of doo-doo boat that he's had since I don't
Is
know.
it like a canoe or a
It's
boat?
it's it's a fiberglass. It's a fiberglass hull outboard kind of just flat bottom lake boat. Um, Stuffed with styrofoam. There's
Just
multiple.
anything
It's
that floats,
it's just a mess. He
milk
had
jugs.
a piece of fiberglass, like I think it's like a greenhouse roofing, like the rippled
Yeah,
fiberglass roofing.
yeah, yeah.
I think it like blew into his yard during the last twister. That's the windshield he has ratcheted around the coxswain seat so he can ride in the rain. And like a for real, a piece around that curve. There's a piece of plywood that gives him a little shelter. My 95-year-old
I
uncle
love it. I love it.
rigged this up.
Does he does he have life jackets in the boat?
Sure, sure.
Or like are they real life jackets? Have you seen them?
I mean, if the troopers or fish and game would roll up on him,
It's probably it's probably like Ziploc bags. You gotta zip them and stick them under your armpits.
yeah, for sure.
Tape it together.
I the last time I was there, like the last time I snuck in unannounced and did my little Houdini act in Wichita that I do sometimes. I went out to the lake with them too, and we were on the water for a solid 30 minutes when I noticed my heels were getting wet, and the built the bilge plug was wide open, and there's like a faucet coming into the boat. Oh, yeah. I go back there and plug it. I holler like, I found the bilge plug. My 95-year-old uncle with hearing aids doesn't hear anything, so like he doesn't wink, blink. None of it registers. We just keep on humming down there. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, right as we pulled up the last time, that same time, um, they were dumping fish. Did you know they stocked Lake Afton with catfish?
No, I didn't.
Well, there was a dump truck full of fish. Wasn't an actual dump truck. It was a truck that had like a big flat bottom, like you'd see on most farm trucks out there. But on top of the flat bottom was this big tub, this big plastic tub, and it had a door on it, like a big, I don't know, you consider like a paper plate size plug that he like twisted and pulled out of there.
Yeah.
And right as we were launching the boat, this truck comes up and dumps it, and the Lake Afton Park Ranger is out there with them, and just hundreds and hundreds of catfish pour out of this thing, like 5 pounders.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
yeah, probably like 13 inches or so, between 10 and 13 inches,
Yeah.
are sliding out of this thing. Just and
That's wild.
my 95-year-old uncle, like he is a fisherman, but like I mean, I kind of painted the picture with his boat. Like he
Yeah.
just wants to catch some fish. He
Yeah.
was like, he looked at me and smiled, like, "We showed up at a pretty good time, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, We sure did. So we start just getting them worms wet immediately.
Yeah.
Start yanking them
Well,
out of there.
here's the thing with catfish. They're fun to catch. They are absolute garbage to eat. Disgusting. Like,
Oh man.
bleh, makes me want to vomit.
Yeah.
They're pretty gross to handle, but because they're just kind of slippery and squishy, and
All fish are
uh,
slimy.
well, yeah, but with the bass, you're doing like you're holding it in its mouth and whatever, and they're always kind of making that kind of groaning sound or that
Catfish are, yeah,
grinding
they
sound,
bark
whatever.
at you. Bruh, bruh, bruh.
Yeah, but what I can't wrap my mind around is if you had a a 30-pound, I don't know, whatever, tire, you
Uh-huh.
had a 40-pound tire, and you were reeling it in, your line
Yeah.
would snap. Your line would snap.
It depends on
There,
what size line you got.
I mean, what's normal? Like that's got to be a
Well,
really heavy line, doesn't it?
yeah, but like I bet my Uncle Dorsey, he's got a lot of catfish poles. He's a cat fisherman. I love catfish. And I'm
So
gonna
he's not taking your stock Zebco off the shelf
no,
line.
well, yeah, but like a Zedco 808, the heavy duty series, like with at least 30-pound tests, which
Okay,
can handle a 60-pound fish.
gotcha. Okay,
Uh, but so so they caught this 60-pounder last week. I wasn't in Kansas for this. It happened to be the same day we were fishing out at this pier, and Cash cleaned up on white trout. But Caleb and my Uncle Dorsey were out on this boat, and I guess a rainstorm came in, so they started to head back in. And right as they were bringing in the line, Caleb's pole just like boom, did a candy cane question mark down. And so Caleb's grabbing hold of this Zebco and starts yanking the boat across the lake. That's like fighting the motor. I think
yeah,
Caleb said they just turned the motor off and was kind of just getting drugged by this catfish. Let him wear itself out. They said it was floating on the surface at one point, like they thought it died. So they would get close, try to net it, and then it would just come back to life and start zigging and zagging again.
yeah.
They did this till they ended up in on the bank over there, kind of by the by the boat launch, out on the
Okay,
west side of the lake. They kind of like ran ashore out there. That's when Caleb got into the water, so got like knee deep with a net and was able to bring it into the boat. The picture that I showed, that thing is like covered, caked in mud. It's because they had to like drag it into the muddy bank to get it into the boat.
uh, so I mean, the thing is like, like I said, they're fun,
I
but
mean,
but
most people will go their whole life without catching a fish that big.
oh, for sure, yeah, 100%. Like that's 100. Like that's cool. That's very cool. But what I'm saying is just catfish in general. Like you're gonna stink. Fishing, I
Dang,
guess, really in general, you're gonna stink after you catch it. Like the mud that you had to get in, like it's
the
just gonna.
juice has to be worth the squeeze.
Ev
I like the taste of catfish, but like I told Cash, we kept a couple like 1 or 2 pounders a couple weeks ago, and just to fillet them, like there was hardly enough meat left. I filled like a little sandwich baggie filled with a couple fillets. I mean, man, it was not worth it. I told Cash it has to be 5 pounds or bigger for us to keep a caddy out at the pier.
I mean, I guess. Yeah. No, they're just kind of like slugs, basically. They're like
They're
the
delicious.
slugs.
Okay, I'll give you a recipe. And
Can I just ask you this? And it's no disrespect. Could you get the same or better flavor just by eating whatever you're gonna put on top of the fish? Right? If you
no.
eliminate the fish, is, because
Well,
what I
but
think you're gonna tell me is a delicious batter.
yes, but it's
Just
for
fry
fish.
it. But
It's
just
for
fry it.
fish.
Yeah,
But no,
but
it has to be on fish meat.
but
It's a
listen,
good
if you don't,
combination with fish meat.
but think about this. If it's not covering shit, then it's probably even better.
No, the magic is in the combination. Are you telling me that you would wake up in the middle of the night, grab a spoon, like a cereal spoon, go to the fridge and just open up a jar of mayonnaise? No. But on a turkey sandwich, isn't a dollop of mayonnaise a really nice touch? If you have to, whatever your condiment is, mustard, ketchup, whatever.
Okay, no, that doesn't work. But I'm
Yeah,
trying to figure out what you're saying.
So
Because you wouldn't do it with ketchup or
the batter is the mayonnaise.
no, because it's fried. If you could fry mayonnaise,
Yeah,
then it might be pretty tasty.
Okay, which well, at the Oklahoma and the Texas State
Yeah.
Fair every year they have
If you can do it, it's probably been
fried
done.
butter balls and fried Oreos. Fried Oreos are delicious.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you go to Long John Silver's. I don't even know if they're still
What's
open.
wrong? You didn't eat fish
Hold
growing
up, hold up. It's like when you go to Long John Silver's and you get the crunchies. Did you know that you can get just extra crunchies?
Yeah, that's disgusting. That's the batter from the bottom of the fryer.
That's what I'm saying. Just remove the fish and you don't even have to worry about, like, it's just the good part.
That's insulting. That's like a hush puppy where they just fried batter.
Hush puppies are gross.
Hush puppies it's a trick.
Yes.
It's garbage.
Yeah.
Like I'm with you there. You're just frying dough.
I'm with you there. But anyway, okay, so yeah, that's
now. What if there was a hot dog and a little?
Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Because it's around meat, so the batter needs to be around meat.
But it's not, because the batter is delicious and it's around something delicious, so it's going to be even better. But
you just disproved that, Your Honor.
No, because listen, if you take garbage, right?
No.
And you put something good on, it's still garbage.
No. Okay, what about this? Well, you have probably such a childish palate. What's your take on greens? You like any type of green? Mustard greens, collard greens? Oh, this is gonna
shock you. I've never in my life eaten them.
No.
I don't even honestly, I don't even know what they look like.
You're the whitest motherfucker I think I've ever met.
When you said greens, I thought you were talking about either green beans or salad.
No collard greens, son.
I don't even know what that means.
Okay.
Like, I know it's a food in the South.
How about it's a food everywhere? How about spinach? No. Have you ever had spinach?
I mean, I'll eat spinach in a salad, but not cooked.
Okay, but what about like as a child? Has anyone ever put a dollop of spinach on your plate, like at a church function or anything?
Yeah.
No, man, you got no soul.
See, part of the problem is at a pretty young age, I took a stand and was like, if you make me eat this, I'm gonna puke. And they made me eat it, and I puked. And then from that point forward,
they didn't make you eat it.
No, I kind of got like special meals. And then I was always, of course,
what a spoiled brat.
I was always the best kid, and deserved really that and more. But yeah, I generally got my own meal, so I didn't have to mess with things like collard greens.
There was this time period after my grandma passed away when I was 9. Me and my mom, my single mom, lived in my grandma's house. And after my grandma passed away when I was 9, it was just me and mom in the house. And, my cousins moved in once or twice, but it was mostly just us. After my grandma passed away, my mom ran up a bunch of, whatever. We ended up getting a lot of our food from the church food pantry. Or if not our church food pantry, the Church of Christ down the street, or the First Baptist, next to them. Yep. That's where we would get our clothes. Like, I got a lot of like second use clothes from church pantries and a lot of food. And my mom would make these meals, and I would complain because they were just awful. Like she would mix one time, it was literally like a cherry cobbler with green bean. I mean,
what?
Yeah, I mean, it was just gross. I mean,
that's weird.
It was just stuff. stuff like that. She made it, and this is a real thing, but like a wash day pie where she would just put a bunch of canned fruit in a glass pot and put in like eggs and flour and stir it around and bake it, and that they called it like a wash day pie.
Okay.
Well, there's versions of that. It's like a simple 3-ingredient cake or pie. She would make that, but with like whatever we got from the pantry. So sometimes it would be like candied cherries or like the green Christmas cherries. And I'm remembering that, and like peaches, which they're good on their own, but combined, it's not the best.
Yeah. Was the idea that nothing would go to waste, or like
The idea was we got whatever wasn't expired and whatever she thought she could force me to eat. Well, the only male figures in my life were the men that were at church on Sundays and Wednesdays. And so I would go there, and I was, 9 years old. From 9 to 13 was this kind of time period. I was just a bitch about what was going on. I was like, look at these shoes that she's making me wear. Obviously, the soles are already ran out of them. And you can tell, like looking back on it, they were trying to show some restraint, but I didn't register that then. They were like, well, Clayton, you have to be thankful for what you have. And, your mom works really hard, and you're a lot, she's doing the best she can. And I was getting in trouble left and right back then.
Yeah.
Imagine Cash with, a 40-plus-year-old obese dishwasher parent trying to wrangle him around. That was me. They asked me, yeah.
When you think of all the miracles that had to happen, all the little like the little tiniest little things that had to happen, just survive or to be here now. You have to think that you just really must have had guardian angels or the universe. Like, I'm not sure what it was, but the fact that you're with us today, just since I've known you.
For real.
It's a miracle. I mean, it kind of makes me question it brings me back to where I was, I suppose.
Well, I kind of cling on to some of that too. Like, even through some dark parts, and there was a dark part here and there. It seemed like it was almost miraculous. Like, wow, you survived that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a fisherman. Last week you caught a freaking shark.
Yeah,
which is amazing. Did you eat it?
No, it was another kid.
Did you punch it in the face just to say that you punched a shark in the face?
It was one of those instances where I never actually cast a line into the water myself.
Wait a second. Hold up.
Okay.
Were you just on? Who caught this thing?
One of the kids.
A member of your party.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Proceed. Sorry. I thought you were about to say like you were just you were on the pier and somebody else caught it.
No.
Okay.
So one of the kids that's with us hooks into this shark, and we had caught some pogies out there, which was like this little 3 to 4 inch kind of like yay shaped, elongated oval, pointy oval fish. That's a real good bait for bigger fish. So
how are they compared to like a perch or a sunfish? Bluegill.
Yeah, about that size, maybe.
Okay.
Hook them through the back, like on a big shark hook or a big like 2.5 inch hook. Hook them through the back and just yang that sucker out into the current and let him set. Like, let him just set his thing, and then you go back to your poles where you're casting and doing the the little stuff. Well, I get it set up. I get it set up right there. He watches it. I'm going back to the other kids. All of a sudden, sir, can you help? I go back over there. He gets it out of the thing, and we're on a part of the pier that's like 12 feet out of water. And immediately I'm thinking this is either a shark or something very big. And the way it's like dancing side to side, maybe 25, 30 yards out into like he's got 25, 30 yards of line out of the water, going in circles. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We're on this pier that's like 12, I guess 12 or so feet out of the water. Like I'm doing the math real quick. I'm like, oh, this kid is not, I can't bring this a shark. Are you kidding me? I don't know how big it is at this point. It jumps out of the water. It looks like it's about 3 to 4 feet long. We're like, okay, kind of confirmed my fear. Like I can't bring this out of the water to this pier. So we start going around the poles that are, because there's a roof over us too. So there's poles that we have to work this fishing pole around. He starts to swim around, the shark tries to swim into the pier and wrap the fishing line. And then by the grace of God, he swims out and untangles himself. We reel him in. We get down to a low part. Ashley took a video where I was down at the lower part of the pier. And like I got my hands, I'm helping this kid yank it in the whole time, reel it in. And to the point where he gets it up to the water. And this shark, I realize he's about just a little over 3 foot long, 60 pound shark. Comes up with I don't know, a large cantaloupe size head, mouth open with a bunch of razor sharp teeth. Dude, I've been told my whole life, teeth can it's like a garbage disposal. You put your hand in there, it's gone.
Yeah.
But I see that and have like a quick flash and think, oh shit, I'm the only man on this pier. Ashley was with me.
You got to deal with this.
And a bunch of kids are with me.
How old is the kid?
7.
Or how old is the oldest kid, I should ask?
9. That's Allie.
Okay.
Yeah. And Ashley and me. And so, like, all eyes are on you, champ. If whatever's happening, you're doing it. And so
you will be involved.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, okay, one step at a time. Let's get this net under this thing. He immediately starts like thrashing in the net, and it's just me holding the net. It's like, okay, well, yank it up here. So we get it on the pier.
Now, so it's 12. You're 12 feet out of the water.
I was, but now I'm down to a lower part of it. Well, I moved the fishing pole around the
gotcha.
stanchions, went downstairs to a lower part. That's where Ashley was filming this.
Okay.
The video. Netted out of the water itself, and now it's on and I still, because like I'm not totally taking it away from this kid, like this kid is holding the fishing pole. I just have it in my hand and I'm like trying to control it. And now I got this 3 foot, very dangerous shark, at least around my tivas, that I got with my toes hanging out. So I just reached down and like, yeah, it reminded me of like grabbing a snake or something. Like I just had
And how's it hooked?
It's hooked. It's hooked in the right corner of its mouth. Like this hook came out very easily whenever I got my pliers.
Okay.
So I picked it up by the tail and like felt it. It was pretty good heft. And everyone starts taking pictures.
So if you've got it here, let's say here, 3 feet, is it within striking distance of your leg?
Yeah, and it starts
and your belly.
It starts to do one of these numbers. It gets possessed and starts breakdancing.
Okay.
I hold it out further. I'm safe. And out of instinct, I'm like the kids behind me, like, hey, come on up here for your picture. And I put it in his hand, and it immediately clunk, like falls on the floor. And he's like, I'll just take a picture of it on the floor. So I'm like holding it. And anyway, I tell him, I'm like, hey, are you going to keep that shark? Because it's a black tip, which are like the good eating types of sharks. There's only 2 types of sharks here in the Gulf they say is worth eating. I think there's only 2 that's legal to keep and eat. But it's the nurse shark, or maybe it's mako. But it's black tip's the other one. It's black tip and either mako or nurse shark, one of them. But this was one that was known to be good eating. And so, I mean, it was plenty of good size. I was like, hey, kid, are you planning on keeping this? And he was like, no, I don't think I should. I was thinking, oh, okay. Well, we're not going to keep it then. So
okay.
I got my needle nose and took the hook out.
What do you suppose you based that on?
It was some sort of like, I felt like he was shaking whenever he took this picture. It was like a kid that took down a whitetail. He was like, "Oh my God. Oh my, yeah." And he put his hands on it when it was
Dude,
laying on the pier. He had like a connection with this thing.
you should
He,
have. Well, he'd have gotten over it. You should have had it mounted. How cool would that be?
yeah,
I mean,
still,
he would have to face it every day, but uh,
when he comes
here's
over to my house to play, like, "Hey, remember this thing you didn't want to let go of, chump?" Guess what? I
here's
kept it.
here's something I've been thinking about, and I don't know if this makes me like just I'm not sure what it makes me or what it makes me not. Um, I do enjoy fishing.
Hmm.
I don't enjoy stinking. I don't enjoy like I think I might maybe be coming out of it, but I've been in for the longest time. I've been in that stage where I'm the guy that puts the worms on the hooks, takes the fish off the hooks,
Yeah,
untangles the line and stuff. And so a lot of
yeah,
times I get gross and I don't even get the experience or the pleasure of wrangling a fish.
right.
But I've thought this before, like with worms,
But
I'm
every fish that was caught was your fish. Those were all your fish.
yeah, however, yeah, I had a part in everything that happened.
Hmm.
But I'm hooking these worms and I'm like, this is I assume painful because they writhe and
They say
try
there's
to
no nerve
avoid.
endings.
They seem to not enjoy it. And sometimes I'm cutting them in half and like I'm just like,
Pinch them. I always pinch
okay.
them with my thumbnail. Do it.
But okay, I get past that. And I put them on a hook so
Uh-huh.
that I can throw it in the water so an animal can be like, this I'm kind of hungry. Let me satisfy my instinct. And then I'm like, gotcha, not today. So put a hook in his mouth, and it's cool, whatever.
This unsuspecting fish that's just
He's
trying to
just
eat,
doing his thing. Yep,
trying to live, brother.
just get trying to get by.
Oh, look, a meal.
And I'm not taking a stance on this. These are just thoughts that I've been having.
Yeah.
Uh, and okay, but I go ahead and I hook this thing in its mouth or sometimes in its side, whatever, on
Or
accident.
through its eye.
Yeah. And then, ugh, I hate it when that happens. So then I pull it out of the water and then I've got my pliers and I'm fucking
Wrenching
jerking
it
in the,
out.
I
And
might put
most
some
of them
holes
don't
in its mouth.
survive.
I might
Yeah.
put some holes in its mouth. It might be
And
bleeding
its
from the
skull.
gills.
You just
Yep.
rip its face in
And
half.
I do try to I try to be really careful. Uh, but and sometimes they just come right out, and those are my favorite. But so I think I've used minnows before, and I've used live bait before, and I'm just like, why am I like this? Doesn't seem this. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but to me it seems like what's the point of hurting and killing one animal to catch another that I don't really even want to. Like the whole purpose of me even being out here is just to relax and to be outside. Like I'm not saying anybody shouldn't do it. I'm just saying that for me, it's like I'd rather just go hang out with you while you're fishing.
Um, that is one way of considering animal ethics and like animal pain, consciousness while being a sportsman. What you just described, like thinking about the worm, thinking about the fish. Um, Kind of like comparing the difference on how we think with the generations before us. That reminded me of the time I was Cashie's age, like 7, 8, 9, and went on a fishing trip with my Uncle Dorsey, probably on this same piece of crap boat.
Fewer
Out,
holes.
yeah, yeah, fewer holes. I hope the bilge plug was in back then, but it was out by his house, out by 63rd and Hydraulic area along the big ditch around
Okay.
there. Um, you described of like a way of being conscious, like not casting judgment on if it's right or wrong, but just so you know, the worm didn't seem like he liked it. Well, one time my Uncle Dorsey, I was fishing with him.
He's just doing that because it tickles. They do that when they're happy.
um, I thought I caught a really big fish because I had a little Zebco out there, and I hooked into something and brought it up, and it was this big box turtle.
Oh,
It
yeah.
wasn't a snapping turtle, but it was a great big box turtle. Like I remember thinking, like, "Holy cow, that's big!" My uncle Dorsey uh, put it on the boat and looked at me and goes, "He eats all the fish and he steals our bait." So I'm thinking, what's going to happen now? He pulls out this Bowie knife that's like 10-inch long silver blade. That's like half rusted. You can tell he has it just for this purpose. He holds the turtle by the side and sticks the blade in there and turns it around. And I'm mortified. My eyes are the size.
How old were you?
7, 8. And I'm just literally speechless. And he looks at me and he goes, "I don't think you like that very much."
Oh man,
And then
that's
tosses him back in the water.
that's life changing. That'll send you down a path.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that if you haven't yet, you might just make a note to talk about that with your therapist sometime. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna talk to mine about it. I'll change your name. So okay, so you didn't eat the fish, and that's cool. You didn't um didn't
Yeah, we
didn't
let the old black tip go.
you didn't mount the fish. That kind of sucks. But what about so you went back out to the same place?
Yeah. And also, I want to make a note of this place. It's at, if you happen to find yourself in Daphne, Alabama, in Baldwin County, or in the Mobile area, it's at a park. It's free to access. It's a public park called Mayday Park. At this park, there's a playground. There's like a little natural auditoriums where they'll do like public plays and little
Yeah.
performances and stuff. At the end of this fishing pier, there's also a beach area that, it's muddy Mobile Bay Delta water, but it is salt water, and there's sand down there. When we went there the first part of that day, the day that we caught the shark, there were moms out there with babies on that beach, like in their bathing suits and the little diapers.
Yeah.
And I just made a note of that. And then when we caught that 3-foot shark and released it, I could have thrown a football. They weren't there then, but I could have thrown a football to where those people were on the beach.
Yeah.
And
Aren't there only just like certain species that are aggressive toward people?
well, I don't know. I don't think people should trust sharks as much as big science will tell you to, as much as National Geographic.
The shark industry.
Yeah, the big shark industry. I don't know if you should trust. I think they're kind of
Sneaky?
devious. Yeah, I think they might have it out for us.
Why do you say this?
Well, I don't know. There's been smarter people than me on podcasts talk about this for real, but like they show specific aggression toward humans, and it's on like the bite and release thing. Like that's almost it's been traced back to like a lot of other signs of aggression they display with other animals, like not
Really?
yeah, not animals that they would like a dolphin. They wouldn't consider a dolphin a prey, but they might attack it for like defensive or whatever.
Just to be a dick.
Well, because they're a food, or because they're in competition with their food source, and they both like dolphins will be aggressive toward them. So anything that the shark perceives as a threat, it'll do a little bite and release.
Well, that's okay. I'm on Team Shark so far.
Do you remember a couple of years ago, there was that kid in Egypt that got bitten like in half, and the shark was moving him back and forth on the beach, and he was going, "Daddy, Daddy, help, Daddy,
Oh damn! No,
Daddy." Yeah,
that's terrible.
that was one of the things that this shark scientist on a podcast, I think it was Joe Rogan, I'd have to look it up, but pointed to as a sign of pretty aggression. And like even then, that shark eventually decapitated that boy, and then would pick up its head in its mouth and was like swimming with it above water, like side swimming, like, hey, look at your little shit.
Wow. That might
Yeah.
have been something. That might have been a shark mixed with something else.
Now it might have been a CIA shark or
That might
a
have, that might have
Mossad
been,
shark.
or a demon shark. Here's the thought that I had a little bit ago. I'm not sure that I want to release it to the world, but I'm going to.
We'll see.
Let's see. Um, how quickly can a fish stop its, like, can they basically stop like immediately?
Do they have brakes? Is what you're asking?
Not breaks, but like they're swimming.
I think what they would do, like what we would do in a boat, is change course. Like instead of necessarily a brake, there are brakes on a boat, but something more quick to do is just to change.
I guess what came to mind is like how you were describing how the shark was swimming. That's kind of like how they describe sometimes UFOs behave, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's talk that UFOs are coming out of the ocean. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe there's a connection between the fish and the UFOs. And it is September 27th, 8:57, 20:57 hours. And I said that.
Yeah, Justin Crafton is the one who said
I said that.
That's right. Justin Crafton is the one who said that aliens are
connected to fish, maybe even fish. Maybe
that's the conspiracy.
Space fish.
They're conspiring with Aquaman, or just definitely the Marine.
What if the aliens are connected?
Pop off,
What if
King. Pop off.
What if the aliens are really connected to the fish, right? And the UFOs are just the vehicles. Well, if you're a fish, you're going to build a vehicle that operates like how a fish operates. So the aliens are probably fish people.
Yeah, they
and
definitely
that's not a possibly. That's not a definitely could be. That's a probably. That's a 51%. Probable. Yes, they're probably fish people. Now I'm going to be kind of pissed. I want to be leery. I'm careful of saying this because I don't know how our alien overlords are going to behave.
Well, I think it's going to be
toward us.
I think AI is going to beat the shark people.
Well, we can talk about that, but at some point, we're likely to have alien overlords, and so if they're fish people, I hope they're not dumb-looking ones. You know what I mean?
Remember the sharks that rode the motorcycles, the sharks that run the biker gangs?
Yeah, no, those are cool.
Yeah,
if that's who we're serving, I'm down.
Boss,
but if we're serving,
you're alpha, just to let you know.
I wish I could paint the picture. Like I've seen it, kind of like who's the fish waiter on SpongeBob? No, I know who it is. There's a guy, and this is probably exactly the ones that are in charge. These are probably the ones they're probably the ones that are in charge of the labor camps. So I'm probably really fucked. But think back to I think it's Return of the Jedi when they're in the bar, right? And imagine, you got all those different characters. There's one of them that looks like you would describe him as a fish guy.
Definitely. He has catfish face. That's a very human face that I've seen on a lot of different people.
Oh.
Okay, go ahead. I noticed that people have the fish face. The jowls that bend down that almost look like gills. Never mind.
I'm sure that if there's a person that looks like that, it's just fine. But if that's what our overlords are going to look like, I'm going to have a really hard time taking directions or orders from them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
it has to be some sort of predatory fish in order for you to take them serious. It can't be a stupid looking fish.
I don't even care if you're the most poisonous fish in the sea. If you look stupid.
What about like a lionfish? They're so scary.
They're scary. Yeah, no, I'll give them respect. But if you're goofy, fish? I'm gonna pop you.
What about a puffer fish?
Yeah, I'll pop it.
You pop it? but you know it's poisonous.
I don't give a fuck. He's goofy looking.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do, goofy fish?
Now, see, I don't feel like you'd respect catfish enough. I feel like because,
They're just gross. They're like
but
they're the person you wouldn't wrestle because they stink.
oh
They're like
man,
they've
you're
listen.
so
They've
wrong on this.
listen, and this is no judgment toward the type of person that
I'm
you
gonna have
know.
to take you noodling.
No, you're not, because I'm not going to drown trying to catch a fish that I don't want.
That's a
But
real
anyway,
possibility.
yeah. So imagine the guy, and this is a good guy. There's nothing wrong with him, but he eats trash, right? He's just
Right.
super poor. He eats trash. He eats all the trash he can
I
find.
would say there's something wrong at that point, but
Well,
okay,
okay. Still, no judgment here.
okay,
He's been wearing the same pair of jeans for a while. You know,
right. Something
hasn't
might be
hasn't
wrong.
hasn't washed them. He's just very like he's just got some things going on. He's
Yeah.
wearing a wife beater.
Yeah.
He's just gross, but he's a good dude. He's just gross.
Maybe on some days in the summer you see him in overalls with nothing on underneath it, just maybe one strap on.
Like he's just dirty. They're just
Yeah.
dirty. And he's the guy in jujitsu that you don't want to spar with
Oh.
because he's just gross. Like,
Yeah.
ooh. That's what a catfish is. They're not bad. They're just gross.
Yeah, you're wrong on that.
Good dudes.
A blue cats are the fighters.
Okay, but they're still just gross.
Okay, yeah,
They're the king of the trailer park.
Yeah, that dude can strap.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're fun.
Okay, so if the guard was like a blue cat is like a beefy MMA trailer park guy. Like maybe not a ton of technical, but you know he's down to pound.
He's got fucking meat hands. Like
he has some tattoos that have been tattooed over on his neck. Like there's been some filler around the whatever was originally there.
Those hands that you're like, how do they grow like that? Mm-hmm. Have you seen dudes like that?
For sure.
Yeah.
Some of them would, But if he's the guard, or if the blue cat is the guard, are you respecting that one?
No, what are you saying? The guard?
Yeah, like if he of the prison camp that you're in, the labor camp that you're in.
I mean,
just to recap, the aliens are partnering with the fish people, and the fish people are going to be taking over when the aliens eventually take over.
I mean, there does come a point where I'm going to know you're stupid.
Right.
I'm going to know you look stupid.
This far in the conversation, if you haven't caught.
And then we get to the point where I say, what battles am I going to fight so I can win the war? And I can't fight this fish person by telling him how stupid he looks.
Right.
I'm going to have to ignore that so I can flank him and deal with what we need to deal with.
Yeah.
Right. So there comes a point where I'm willing to play ball.
Something I always consider whenever I've gone noodling a couple of times with some family there in Kansas.
Again, I'm just so pleased that you're with us still.
There's been some stories with that. But it's usually in the Nenaskaw or the Big Ditch or the Arkansas River.
I'm surprised you've never been bit by a snake.
No, but I told you about the time I jumped in and a bunch of snakes popped out around me.
Yeah, but remind me.
I took Vince, our mutual friend, 6'7" Vince, on a noodling trip.
I remember. Okay.
And he was real apprehensive, and the whole time I'm like,
as he should have been. I can't believe that you take that kind of liability or responsibility. Especially when somebody says, I don't want to do this.
My first concern was if he could swim good, because there is a lot of deep water, and he assured me multiple times that he could swim just fine. I'm like, okay, you can swim. And he was like, hold on, now what about snakes? I'm like, I've never. And at this point, it was true.
And where is this again?
The Nenaskaw River. You drive by it. You drive over this exact spot, actually. If you're on I-35 southbound out of Wichita, before you hit the McDonald's gas station heading toward Oklahoma on I-35 on the turnpike, before you get to that gas station, there's a sign. You go over an overpass that's over part of the river, and it says McDonald's 1 mile ahead. Well, if you were to jump off of that overpass, as we have done, you would land into a swim-worthy part of the Naniscal River. Sometimes the flood moves the sandbar, but
Okay.
that's where we go noodling. That's that stretch of river right there.
Okay. You just pull off on the shoulder, or
No, we know people who own the land out there, so like it's a weekend event. We call it man trip. It's a weekend event of hooting and hollering and shooting guns and fishing and jumping off the interstate.
saying swear words?
Yeah, saying swear words, howling at the moon. We I tell him, I'm like, he was like, what about snakes? I'm like, I've never seen a snake in a hole that I jumped into. Yeah, you'll see snakes on the river, but they're always swimming away from you, and they're always way far away.
When you say jump in a hole,
Yeah.
describe that.
So what you do when you're noodling is you try to find a nest. What you're what you're doing is you're capturing a mama, and usually a mama that's either digging out a nest where she's going to lay eggs, or a mama that's already sitting on some eggs.
What is wrong with you?
And the tricky part is sometimes a beaver or a snapping turtle or maybe some snakes will claim that hole while mama's out. And so what you do is like there's a lot of like washed up concrete from the old overpass that they've destroyed over the years, and like
It's people like you. You're the reason they're coming after us for doing shit like this. Literally targeting mothers as they're building a nest for their offspring.
Well, most of the time they get away. I'd say
I'm not. I've been distracted ever since you said that. Can you go back? Because I know you were talking about rocks and stuff.
Oh no! Well, I want to talk. Oh, rocks.
Yeah, like you were describing the terrain. I think you're looking for a hole, basically.
Oh yeah.
Hollowed out. Okay,
Yeah.
and
So,
I'm over
like,
that.
There's a lot of like slabs of concrete that make these really good holes. So whenever you find a slab of concrete, you're like, oh, I bet there's a fish in there. And usually, what it is it's like a 4 to maybe even like a 12-foot deep cave on the bank of this river that's being held up by a slab of concrete from the old overpass. And so you walk around, you're like waiting on your belly up and down the bank looking for these holes. And whenever you find one, you holler out there, oh, got one. And well, that's usually what we do. We had walked up and found a deep hole, like by just walking on the rocks, and found a deep hole, like perfect. And I'm like, hey, let's go in there and get it. It's like 4 foot wide.
How can you? I guess how could you see that it was a hole?
Oh, because you can see the coloration. You can see like a dark spot in the middle of what normally green and brown around it.
Okay.
Thinking, oh, there's a big hole. I'm like, hey, let's go get it. Then he's like, no. There's gonna be snakes in there. I'm like, no, there's not gonna be any snakes in there. Well, I'm like, here, look, there's not gonna be any snakes. I run and jump, and I jump in the hole, and like, I don't know, more than 24 snakes come out like in a flower around me.
Oh.
And most of them go out into the rest of the river, but some of them like go up onto the bank and then like say, oh no, and then turn around and go like back toward me and swim around and go into the river. It happens like instantaneously. Like I jump in, as I come out, I see like I'm still adjusting. There's water. I'm like, oh, what's going on, fellas? Vince has walked on the water, getting away. He's like, no, boop, boop, boop. I couldn't get him in the water the rest of the time. I'm looking around. I'm like, well, they're all gone now. Like if there was any snakes here, they're gone. And we found a fish in that hole. We found a big fish in that hole.
Okay, so what's the process? And I know it now, but for our friends.
You find a hole like I did, like I just described, and ideally what you want to do is you want to go in head first or hand first. You can do it with your foot.
Generally, I'm going to translate as we're going along. You find a single mother, and you find where she's found a place to.
I've cornered her where she's raising her kids.
She's found the perfect place to protect and nurture her.
When you
babies.
say don't back a dangerous animal into a hole, they're describing what I'm doing.
Okay, proceed.
Because also, this is what I wanted to talk about with our fish overlords. They're fighting us in our element on land. It's the same as if we go into their element and try to fight them, which is like what I do when I'm noodling. I
I
go
do
into
want
their
to I do
element.
want to make a sharp distinction between when you're saying we and us,
Sure,
because
sure.
because
I'm
there's a
using that we pretty loosely.
you really are,
Yeah.
and I just want to say that I'm willing to clarify if I need to
Okay.
the
Okay.
nature of our friendship
When
or
I say
belief.
we, I mean me and all the real men,
Okay.
all the people who have a disregard for their own safety, like I do,
Yeah.
that we
Okay.
go do this.
Sorry for I keep interrupting you.
No, you're fine. You want to go in head first or hand first because, like I said, you can use your foot, but the problem is sometimes there is like you go in there. The only thing I thought was a turtle, and when I put my hand in there, it felt like the top of
Mm.
it felt like the top of a soccer ball. Like you go in real slow because fish, it's pitch black in there.
Now
Fish bump into each other all the time. It won't make you
you're
crazy.
underwater or you're
Yeah.
just like over water feeling like
Well, you fill the hole with your head up, but when you go in, you're underwater in a
okay.
muddy Minnesota river.
Okay. Do you have goggles on or anything?
No, some people wear a baseball glove.
Why'd
I
you
like
say
to wear a
why'd you
baseball
say
glove.
that like it was dumb? Because that's
Yeah,
actually probably really smart. It
that's
could
some
probably keep you from getting pink eye or
nah,
fucking
man.
diphtheria or
That's some
mud in your eye at least.
that's some weak ass shit you're talking about
Try
right now.
try that next time.
Nah, but maybe. But I do wear a baseball glove. I got that from my father-in-law Joe, who takes me on these. I will wear a baseball glove because one time I went down there and felt like what felt like a soccer ball, and I came back up and told them everyone. They're like, "Hey, that's probably a turtle. We found a different hole." This time I went down there and felt a big catfish head, and I went down there and tried to move it around. I couldn't get it. You try to put your hand around its mouth to get it to latch onto you, and whenever it latches onto you, that's when you have to act because it'll bite you and try to spin. You have to grab its jawbone and not either grab its jawbone or some people will try to put their hand through its gill and yank it, horse it up that way. The only success that I've had is just by grabbing onto its jawbone and just like you have to make that decision. It's you or me, and brother, it's got to be me. And at that point, the fight's on, whatever size it is. Yeah, it starts spinning. On this one, I didn't get it, but like on other ones where I have, it starts spinning. You have to grab hold, and you have to fight your way back up to the water. And usually, you're not too far, but it's like it feels like it could be 12 feet, even though it's just a couple inches. You're like, I don't want to drown.
Right. Exactly. That's one of the points that I want to make.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead, proceed.
Oh no. Well, yeah, and then at that point you get them up, and someone usually has to help you because you're gasping for air when you get at that point.
You're almost drowning
Everyone kind of surrounds you because a lot of times what
because they
happens
think you're dying.
is it will let go as soon as you get it up to the top. Then it really starts thrashing, and it's hard to hold on because it'll hurt your hand.
Yeah, plus they're slippery.
Yeah, and it's like getting your wrist and all the kind of angles and everything. So you're like, ugh. Well, a lot of times it'll get off, and people will have to dogpile on it, and kind of like what Caleb and my uncle Dorsey did. They had to wrestle it up onto the bank, and then you put a stringer in its mouth, and you got it.
So I'm just going.
I'll insert a picture of a catfish I noodled here.
And again, I'm not. It is cool. It's really cool. But I'm going through the pros and cons, and really,
how can you not love it? I mean, so if you go through all of that, right, and then you take what maybe you could call a B meat, like on a scale of A to D or A to F, this is like a B. Oh, okay, you're making a face. I'll give it. Nah, it's at least a B. It's a B meat. It's just a white fishy meat.
you're gonna have to give me some examples of that. But
So
I want to get to the pros and cons, and
Okay.
so we'll get through the pros very quickly. I don't know that there are any, in fact. So we'll just do the cons. You could drown.
Okay. You haven't been listening.
You're likely to drown. You're sticking your hand in and sometimes you wear a mitt, so that's cool. Uh, you're just feeling around blindly. Could be
Uh-huh.
turtles, could be snake.
Yeah.
I don't know what things live in these areas. But you risk that.
Uh-huh.
You got leeches, you got shit in your eyes, like they're it's a terrible thing for,
Yeah.
and the reward is a terrible thing. Like it just, I don't
Well,
know.
I don't know if I'm like speaking a different language, but I just described an awesome time. You're hanging
Uh,
around a bunch of guys.
so
Everyone's
there are aspects, like again, I think it would be maybe fun to be there, but to participate just seems like a terrible time.
you sound like such I mean, you're just so
Reasonable
disappointing.
person.
So
Such a
disappointing
reasonable
right now.
person.
So okay, so if do you want to be the person that sees a badass movie in life, or do you want to be the person that's in the badass movie of life?
I want to be the person that lives the life that someone says that would be a badass movie.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
you know what? The people who do that don't sit on banks and watch the other people go noodling. The people who have the badass movie life don't. They go in there head first and say, you
Here
know
might
what?
be the problem.
Okay.
Here might be the problem. What you're describing is not a badass movie, especially if we're talking about like an interactive exhibit, right? Where you
Yeah.
have like, uh, uh, like
If this was a
I'm not
level
trying.
in the game of life and you're like, hey, here's a side quest, you want to try noodling? You're like, I don't know, let me watch and observe. And then you observe what I just described. You're
What's
so the
and
game masters.
what's the reward? Do you get coins or something? Do you
The
get like
reward is the experience, A,
you
also
survived? That's cool.
scratching that primal itch of fishing for an animal and getting it and bringing it back to the tribe. Oh, 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 I got this. Oh, oh, oh. And then you
Oh
can
man, it's
cook
a
it up.
catfish. Man.
What else? What else are you going to get out of a Niniska that you want to eat?
No, I'm just saying that, I get it that it's
I
food
mean,
and it's better
of
than
the
dying.
menu of freshwater fish, on the menu of freshwater fish, it's really catfish and bass, and maybe trout if you go to the right spots. But
I
catfish,
would
bass, and trout.
I would probably eat trout, and I think that I think bass is
Trout's
okay,
delicious.
but
Bass is
it's
gross.
just the batter.
You
And
would take
catfish are
bass
just,
over catfish?
yes, catfish are just trash fish. They're
That's not
disgusting.
true.
That is true, and
That's
you're
elitist
lying,
propaganda.
and Clayton, you're lying about it. And
You know,
normal,
this it doesn't surprise me that you didn't raise your hands in church. It doesn't surprise me that you ain't got no soul, brother. All right. You don't know catfish. Oh, I guess fried chicken's bad too, isn't it?
no, as long as it's the breast. I I haven't eaten dark meat chicken since I was probably 8 years old.
Stop.
I refuse. I won't. I'll go hungry before I eat a drumstick or um
A
uh,
thigh? A thigh is the best
uh
meat.
no, dude, I will not. Maybe if now
What's
if
wrong? It's too greasy.
if it's barbecued, if it's barbecued, then maybe. But outside of that, dude, I won't do it. Same with turkey. I don't know that I've eaten dark meat turkey since I
You
was
know,
a
you
child,
put on
since it
this
was mixed in with
facade.
baby food.
You know what, Justin? You put on this facade of someone who's really mature and you really got it together. You really got it going. But it doesn't take too long digging into your palate
To unravel.
to unravel. Well. This guy lives on a diet of licorice and candy cane.
No, I'm blessed, and I haven't had to endure a lot of things that a lot of people have in their lives. Things like collard greens or catfish, or I mean, I did to some degree have some catfish. I've experienced it, but it wasn't something that I grew up with or had to endure many times. Um, but so anyway, okay. So did you say how you did today?
No, I
Catch.
didn't. I never got to that point. We went back to that fishing pier
Holy
today.
shit, dude! It's 9:20. It's
Yeah,
not. It's
dude.
21, 20 hours.
Bring it around. Run it back.
Circle it.
We got back. We went to that fishing pier again today, expecting to have a knockout day like we did last weekend. Last weekend we slayed it, and everyone is real happy. Yay! Or everyone's catching fish. You had that experience with the shark. Everyone is expecting to run it back like that today. So today, I get into my process of baiting everyone's hook, getting everyone set up. No, I can do it, Daddy. No, let me cast it.
Oh,
I want to do this.
No, you can't do it, actually.
Actually, you can't. But sure, go ahead. Let me see you cast it. Oh, did you just throw the fishing pole in the water? I mean,
did that actually happen?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, cool. You think I can give it a try this time? I'm going to rescue it with my fishing pole. You think I can give it a shot? Oh, I still don't know what I'm doing. Oh, that's cool. A lot of that.
Did it start with that energy?
Mm-hmm.
And how long of a trip is this? Like, what's involved?
So every time I got to go to Walmart, because Walmart has always got the best deals. You can find an under $30 fishing pole at Walmart that's ready to go. It's got its line. Maybe
Zebco 202, whatever.
Yeah,
standard.
They got some saltwater versions of that here just because of the area. But like there's some surf poles that you can buy under $30. I always like to go to Walmart if I'm going on a fishing trip because new reels catch more fish. It's just science. It's just how it works. You catch a new reel, you're going to catch. Or if you get a new reel, you're going to catch more fish. I did end up picking up a little special fishing pole there and a bag of fish bite. The saltwater fish really like this fish bait called fish bite. You just cut it off into little 1-inch slabs and throw it on your hook. They love it.
It's like a dough or something?
Yeah, it's like a net. It's like a dough that's imprinted on a net so it doesn't come off your hook. And it's real cool. Like gummy, Play-Doh-y. But yeah, fish love it. Picked up just some little essentials, little things for the day. Go out there, and as soon as we get there, people are complaining. Like, oh, it's too hot. We should have came here earlier. Did you pack the drinks I wanted? Oh, who's going to carry this? Okay, let's get it all out there. Let me do it. Let me do it. No, I want to do it. Okay. Honey, can you help? Yeah, let me go over here.
What time of day is this?
11.
What's the temperature outside? Like, it's hotter than it has been?
In the 90s. In the 90s. But I usually wear a long sleeve t-shirt because it keeps the sun off of you. So I like to wear a long sleeve t-shirt, which I know, like when I wear a sweatband, like my sweatband is an old t-shirt sleeve that I cut off. It's the sweatbands I used to run. So a t-shirt sleeve over underneath my cap, and I'm good to go. Be drinking a water or a soda pop. And anyway, I'm just getting pissed off because everyone's complaining, and I want them to have this magical experience like we had last weekend, but we are not having that type of experience. In fact, that energy lasted 11, 12, 1, 2 till about 2:30, which everyone was making trips back and forth to the bathroom, which is a quarter mile down the pier and up the hill. And I have to watch their fishing poles. And it happens to be, like I tell them, just throw it out there and let it sit. You don't have to reel it in every 5 seconds. When they throw it out and let it sit to go to the bathroom, that's when they start catching fish.
Naturally.
So I have to start catching their fish, and none of them's keepers. So by the time they get back, my hands smell like catfish. There's a lot of I know. My hands smell like catfish. They're slimy. I'm cleaning it off in the spigot, and they're like, "Oh, did I catch a fish?" I'm like, "Yeah, you sure did. I threw them back. How about that?" And don't worry, I baited your hook and cast your line back out. Hopefully, you catch another one. And there's just some complaining, and so eventually I throw. I don't throw a full temper tantrum, but I'm like, okay, it's time to go. It's time to go. So I pack up everyone's stuff. I'm like, no, we're leaving. I'm like, no, I want to stay. I'm like, no, you don't. You said many times how you're not enjoying this. I don't want you to have an unenjoyable experience. We're leaving. So I pack up. Everyone's like, what's wrong with you? When I get back to the car, they like to say that. They know it makes me happy.
Now, I don't want to call anyone out, and you can edit this out if you need to. Like, is everyone pissed at you, or like just the kids?
The kids are complaining. The other people that are around are kind of noticing that I'm in a bad mood, and so it's like, "Are you okay?
Like
What's
your vibe is
wrong?"
off.
Yeah,
Okay.
which when I'm in the heat of the moment tends to make me angrier when people's like, "What's wrong with you? Are you all
Yeah.
right?" I'm like,
You.
yeah. So that's what I. So sometimes I'll answer that. But uh, I did have it out. I was like, "Let's get in the car and let's go." And when we got home, I was able to apologize. Well, I talked it out with the kids and explained why we left, and we talked about that. But actually, I had to apologize and say, "Hey, I took out my anger on you. You were just kind of there. You happened to be the recipient of my anger. That's not fair, and I don't want to do that to you." And she was like, "Hey, I appreciate that apology," and we hugged it out like thugs afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way to do it. I have had that exact in fact, it's not even maybe that uncommon where like I don't do well with complaints.
Yeah,
Um it just and I probably complain more than I think, but especially about things that nobody can control. Like,
yeah,
and I get it, like it's uncomfortable, but like it's hot. And there's nothing like no matter how many times you say it, it's still hot.
you're
And
right.
it's the same 96 degrees for me, and it's the same for that person. Like it 96 degrees it so I don't know, but like or even sometimes like it's valid complaints, but I'm just like trying to hold it together because I want this to be a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm just like thinking to
So
myself, would you just quit complaining? And then at some point, just that's it. And then
so
yeah, and then it just lingers. Like it sucks. I hate that aftermath.
I was having this argument with, in my mind, I was having an argument with the kids, but like when Ashley and Allie went to go to the bathroom the last time, I was just fuming. And I was saying to myself, like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not having the experience that you want to have. I'm not giving you the experience that you dreamed of it." And in that moment, I was able to I mean, I wasn't able to control my anger at that time, but I would say, "Hey, dummy, that's what you're doing. You are mad because you're not having the experience and you're trying to push your dream onto everyone else. And
Yeah.
you're complaining that they're trying to do that to you. You're doing the thing." And
Isn't
so,
that isn't that weird how we do that?
yeah. And in that time, I was able to say, "Shut the fuck up. I'm still having this temper tantrum."
I still want to be pissed.
Hmm.
I deserve to be pissed.
Man, I'm entitled. It feels good sitting in it, but it never accomplishes a whole lot of great.
Yeah. So you didn't catch anything.
No,
Anything else fun this weekend or
uh, no. I mean, there's a couple things. We watched a cool movie. We watched 28 Days, 28 Years Later, the sequel to 28 Days. It's on Netflix. 28 Years Later. It's a zombie. It's. I think it was the first movie. 28 Days had the first fast zombies.
oh,
They
is that
weren't
right?
slow. Yeah, these zombies could run.
Okay. I
Um,
haven't seen either of those. Never been big in the zombie scene.
hmm.
Never seen an episode of Walking Dead.
I mean, it makes me uncomfortable. I don't seek it out, but it's a cool vibe. I don't know. It's a
You you can see videos of what really look like zombies, sadly look like zombies from a lot of inner cities, man.
Yeah, for real.
Like that's a lot of that's bizarre. Like crazy to me that that's just everyday life in a lot of places.
Dude, it's like today in 2025, September, what oh, you said it earlier, September
27th.
27th, 2025. Um, there's a lot of things that are happening that are just kind of like out in the zeitgeist that could make someone think it's the end of the world. Like,
Did we talk about the rapture? Were
dude,
you
we never did. We never talked about the rapture.
well, you
Chet
didn't
can't
neither of
even
us
win.
Neither of us made it.
I don't know anyone
Which,
that did.
oh, we did talk about it a little bit on the phone, a little bit,
Did
because I was saying how pissed I was going to be if I didn't,
mm,
like, if it happened
yeah. Did,
at this
but
point.
I don't know anyone that takes, like, I know for real Looney Tune religious people. Maybe am, whatever. Maybe that's a too disparaging word. I know people that take their religious convictions very, very seriously. And I don't know anyone who has ever heard of one of those prophecies of like, hey, mark your calendar, it's September 14th. I personally don't know anyone that has taken those dates serious.
Oh,
The
really?
one, the one
That's my
that,
birthday, so you should take it really serious.
okay,
But
okay. But the one thing that I do, happy birthday, by the way.
thank you.
The one thing that they did take pretty serious was Y2K, but I think
Oh, yeah.
everyone took that pretty serious, and it
Yeah.
came and went. There
It
was
did.
nothing.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you
Lots of
know?
beans. Lots of beans to be eaten.
Yeah. Do you know anyone that
I
takes
didn't eat
those
beans.
dates? Do you know anyone who
Uh,
takes those prophecies serious or ever has?
yes, like that's the whole concept of the rapture and the pre-tribulation rapture and the tribulation, all that kind of stuff. Like that was really, really heavy in my upbringing. But they didn't really take specific dates. So we were
Right.
kind of like living like that all the time. Um, there was in 1988, I remember there was a guy that had a pretty big
Oh yeah.
following in 88 reasons why Christ was coming back in 88.
He was a NASA scientist, a retired NASA scientist.
Yeah. Um, so I grew up around people that took it all very serious, but just not the dates. I was thinking though, as obviously I knew it wasn't going to happen, like it kind of annoys me that there's now another side of still, I'm not, I'm not going to say not crazy by any means, but still kind of weird thought if you really think about it, that can now say, well, it's just because no man knows the hour or the time. It's
Yeah.
still going to happen. We just don't know when. And
So this
like they look like you know what I'm saying? Like neither like the whole thing is bizarre.
so this is the part that I think that I thought was really beneficial in my personal deconstruction. And it doesn't have to be a part of your deconstruction, but it happened to be during my personal deconstruction. I realized that the book of Revelation was obviously, I mean, so many things that it says in black and white. It's written to the seven churches of Asia, which is in modern day Turkey. Like it's not written to you in Kansas in 2025. It says specifically who it's written to, it says specifically why, and it says you don't have to read too far. Everyone talks about the metaphors, like, oh, there's so many metaphors that they're using in this. The the seven hills, the seven-headed Leviathan, the seven-headed whatever. If you listen to like Bart Ehrman or any historical authority on this, it's all pretty plain and clear that what he's saying, he's talking to about Rome, and he's talking about Nero. Nero is the Book of Revelation never uses the word Antichrist, but
Yeah.
is the beast of the sea, whose number is 666. Like it's, or sometimes 616 in certain translations, and both of those equal Kaiser Nero or Kaiser Neros. It depends on how you said his name. But it was, yeah, it has nothing to do with you. And I think it's pretty relieving, like freeing. And I think it's pretty important today. Like if you're not gonna deconstruct, and I don't want you to, I do think it's important for you to know that, like, don't sell all your property. Don't
Yeah.
don't ostracize your family. Don't do, don't make decisions that you're going to regret based off of a book that was never intended to change your life the way that, certain people are manipulating it to do.
Yeah.
And usually it's always for a gain. Someone's always making money on it.
But yeah, even like I know you're not on TikTok. um but my like I was getting a lot of rapture videos like they were calling it rapture talk like it was a thing. But I was thinking, like, even these people that claim to believe it, I just don't think they really believe it. And I've been there, and so I'm not saying like that. I would say that they, as much as they can, believe it. But if you honestly, genuinely, really believe that tomorrow is the last day of your life on
And
Earth,
and like how you want to ask these people, because I've gone down the whole, I've lived in all the iterations of like, I thought a new heaven, as in a new city, was going to come out of the sky that somehow everyone on Earth could see, which only would be possible if the Earth was flat. But somehow everyone on the whole Earth could see at the same time this giant city floating out of the Earth. And Jesus is going to come out like on a Pegasus and say, "All right, guys, it's wartime. If you're not up here, you're on the bad guys. Good luck." And then go from sweet, loving New Testament Jesus to raining down fire and brimstone
yeah, God
and
of War.
God of War, yeah, and blood. And like, he uses the visualization of the spirit of Jezebel being held down, and the different angels will have sex with her and then throw her babies into the lake of fire, is in the book of Revelation.
Oh wow.
Uh, that's an image of rape, of like sexual punishment by via rape. And even though like that's supposed to be a metaphor, Jezebel is representing the spirit of whatever over Rome. Like, still, even in the figure,
The imagery, yeah.
the imagery is using sex as a punishment, and then killing the babies, throwing them into the lake of fire. It's not for you.
But that is, I mean, let's not lie. Let's not be tricky about it. That is, Christianity is a blood sacrifice cult.
For sure, for sure.
Um,
Well, I
and
don't know about cult, but I could see how you say it. It's definitely a
it's a
blood.
cult. It's a cult of Judaism,
Yeah,
and
Judaism
even in Judaism, they killed babies, and they were required to
many
sacrifice.
times in the Old Testament.
So anyway, I digress. Um, I don't
Peter
remember.
Peter Thiel. Oh, well, we were talking about how crazy the panic was, and if you knew anyone.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was our entire life. That's why we watched movies. That's why we had movie family night at the church to watch.
Oh, did you believe a
That's
city was going to come out of the sky? Like, did you believe you were
I
going to see a mountain floating out of the sky?
No, I always thought that Jesus was going to come on a thunderhead type of cloud. So whenever there were like big thunderheads,
But
uh
would you actually see like a 6 foot tall man, or would it be his face as the cloud?
no, it would be like physically you would see Jesus because really, I mean,
30,000 feet in the air?
I didn't think about everybody else and how everybody was going to see Jesus
Yeah.
because honestly, probably everybody else wasn't going to make it. I
Do
mean,
you hear trumpets? Like, you hear.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I always wondered what they were going to sound like, um, but I expected trumpets.
I imagine like some, yeah, shake the mountain type of trumpet. What was Jesus wearing when you imagine him? Was he wearing like a toga, Roman style?
Yeah, well, just the traditional robe, the traditional Jesus robe, same
Let me ask you
hairstyle,
this:
all of it.
what color is his hair, Justin?
Oh, it's sandy blonde.
Oh
It's,
my
it's
goodness! No, no,
what?
no! You can't have white Jesus. We have to let white Jesus go. Why? We have to let
That's
white Jesus is a thing of the
I
past.
I thought I thought that's who I thought that's who I was seeing as a child because I'm gonna be real honest with you. I ain't seeing Jesus in the clouds anytime soon.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, no.
so little Justin basically it was it was basically just for me. I was gonna see him come on this big thunderhead and then we're gone.
That's the same imagery people could have used for Thor or Zeus, if you're thinking about it,
Funny,
or even maybe Shiva.
funny how that comes full circle.
Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. I was really really scared. It was a pretty dang good fear tool that they could whip you
Yeah.
into line with. Like you don't want to be left behind.
Yeah. Well, and also because like even the concept of he's going to come like a thief in the night, and you never know.
Yeah.
Like it could be the next minute.
In the twinkling of an eye, you're not even
do
going
you
to
want
notice
to do you want to be caught
with your,
doing
you
that,
know.
or are you really going to have time to repent, like to get a good repentance? Because you don't want to just do like a repentance because you got caught or whatever. Like it's
I
got to be good.
I used to plan it out in my mind, like, okay, if I miss the rapture, I can still be good enough to hopefully make it as one of the saints that are redeemed
Oh,
afterwards.
yeah, no, we had one shot. If you were alive during the rapture,
And you missed it.
you missed it. So the people that would be alive to experience the tribulation are
Hmm.
only like there's a period of between, 0 to 9 months. So somehow how did that work? Somehow the infants that didn't get raptured would have to, I guess, just be raised by people who didn't get raptured, but those babies could be saved.
Oh,
Either
good
way,
for them,
either
man.
way, that's a lot of death.
Yeah,
A
a
lot of
lot of
folks
babies
not going to make it.
sacrificed on the altar of they didn't follow the rules.
Yeah, that actually. Yeah, I'll get off that that soapbox. I was going to get just a tiny bit political there for a second, but you said you said Peter Thiel. I've
Oh,
been
Peter.
I've been hearing his name a lot.
Well, he is the CEO and owner of Palantir, which is this multifaceted company. It's does a lot of neat things. Mostly, it's big in the AI space. They them and a lot of their companies, Palantir companies, use like AI. They've helped AI with Israel and detecting their terrorists by like facial recognition and
Oh,
bank account and social media activity and things like this. Kind of like
did
Eagle Eye.
do they have something
Yes,
that
they
predicts
predictive policing that's already in the field in I think Canada and Europe.
which
Um,
honestly I was 100% behind when I was a cop.
predictive policing.
Yeah, for
Mm.
mostly for property crimes.
Well, I
Uh,
mean,
the
it could probably
concept,
be pretty effective.
yeah, I mean it's a great concept. I
Well,
think.
they just announced that they're partnering with ICE to field it in the United States, but only for illegal immigrants. So they're not going to be using it on citizens. They're
I
going to be
wonder.
using it on illegal immigrants. They're
I
going to
wonder
be
how they're
using
going to. I wonder how they're going to determine
who's
who
who.
who's who when they're picking who to surveil.
Well, I mean, it's an AI, so it's a supercomputer that's basically has like God level. Well, that might offend super whatever. They're a lot faster than anyone on Earth. Like
They can
maybe,
they can they can pick up a Mexican quicker than anybody.
but they will go through everybody's data. Like it'll scan all of the metadata or whatever that President Obama told us not to worry about when he first told us they were collecting it
Yeah,
back in the day.
just the big stuff.
Just the big stuff. Don't worry about it. It's not like anyone's going through with a fine tooth comb and reading your emails. Yeah, because you were saving it for this supercomputer that can do
Yeah,
it in
I
the
mean
blink
it's
of an
no
eye.
body. It's not a body. I didn't
There's
lie.
not a body. But yeah, they're fielding that now. They just recently announced that Peter Thiel and Palantir, they're fielding a predictive policing AI to catch immigrants in the United States, illegal immigrants. So the dystopia, like it's here. It as much as hard as we just went on people believing that Jesus is about to come out of the clouds riding a stallion with a sword in his hand. Um, I mean, at this point, who knows?
Yeah. Well, you've also got the UK coming out with their what's the digital, you have to have a digital ID to be able to buy or sell anything
Yeah,
to do commerce.
which we were
Um,
told is the mark of the beast.
yeah, so I haven't been on the socials for the really the past couple days, but I'm gonna guess that might be a topic of conversation.
Yeah.
Um,
in your circles,
being the
on
mark of the
tops.
beast and the Antichrist.
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah, there's England is, I guess, is doing that predictive policing. Man, I'm I'm almost afraid to say it just because I don't know how it would, like, if I would trip any safety wires. But I think, like, if you were to look for the beast of the sea, how others call it the Antichrist, I think there's a pretty prominent figure in today's landscape that matches all the ticks that I was told that the Antichrist would have.
Yeah.
Someone who, like, introduces years of peace or whatever, but it's actually years of war. Someone from the Middle East. So I don't know. I think the Antichrist could possibly be amongst us at this time.
So do you
But
believe?
I don't really believe in an Antichrist.
Okay, gotcha.
But I'm saying, like, if you were so minded to be looking for the signs,
You might look over there.
I think there's some signs going.
Gotcha.
Peter Thiel just put out he's putting out a 4-part series. I think the first part has already been out about the Antichrist. And I guess based off of his first part in the series, it's more likely to be Greta Thunberg, the young Swedish girl who's advocating for peace and food equality around the world.
The one whose dreams were stolen.
Yeah. She's more likely to be the Antichrist more than the man who's creating AI and drone. Oh, that's his other.
Says the guy who's creating
AI and drone. Like, he's also, that company Palantir is like the leading edge in drone warfare, at least for the United States side. They're outfitting Ukraine and Israel with all these drones.
Okay.
It's going to be like machines that can do things that humans can't do, powered by a brain smarter than anyone on the planet. Like, it's the T-1000.
So, like, it could theoretically,
Yeah,
it could load your face into a program, and you could give it an area. Like, we know Clayton lives in this area, and it could just, through process of however long the process is, it could just track you down.
yeah.
And
through everybody's Ring doorbell.
yeah, and then just zoom down, shoot you in the face. You're gone. Gone.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
Yeah, I mean, pretty practically, I think it has those mechanics to do that now, probably in a much more sophisticated way than the way we just described. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
so,
the
yeah.
atom bomb.
Yeah, that might be the end.
There's also that asteroid is racing toward Earth.
Is it still coming?
Yeah, sure is. And
Okay.
there's been some new AI depictions of what it could be, and it always makes it look like a spaceship. Makes it look like a Star Wars-esque spaceship.
Yeah, that's supposed to be here sometime in November.
October, November, yeah.
Well, I welcome our
alien overlords.
And I've never had a problem with how they look or anything superficial like that. I just love them for who they are, and I look forward to serving with them.
I think we're more likely to have AI. Like, I think eventually, possibly someday soon, everybody's device is just going to go blank, and then there'll be like a white line, and then there'll be a face appear. And like, hello,
yeah,
this is your this is Samson.
I hope it goes like that.
Yeah,
like on where it just comes across every screen.
Yeah.
I hope that it's at least, I hope it's like something cool where it's very obvious and not like, hey, like, who's in charge? You know what I mean? Like, I want it to be like, you are under attack, or you are under arrest.
No, I want it to come out and be like, don't worry, we've disabled everyone's nuclear arms. We've disabled all militaries. Universal basic income is now in line. Everyone will have a specified blah, 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 blah. And then it just goes from there.
Okay, so are you taking the chip at that point?
I mean, mm, no, I don't know. I don't want to take the chip, but I mean, if the alternative is prison camp with your family or separated from your family,
I mean, one of hopefully the first alternative is you just can't buy or sell anything. Like you just can't participate in.
well, I know who's
So
going to be
every
eating catfish and who ain't.
Well, I'm probably taking the chip, to be
Yeah,
real honest with you.
yeah,
But I mean, if I needed to, I would eat a lot
yeah.
of
Go ahead
stuff
and say
before I would eat catfish.
it.
Um, but still, yeah. So you're going black market?
Yeah, at least for a little bit. I want to put up some resistance. The one thing I don't want to do is be separated from my family. I'll bend the knee to stay with my family.
But what if it's work camp? Oh,
It works my
you're saying you would do it to stay with your family.
Yeah, I'll bend the knee to stay with my family, sure.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't want to be hunted in the woods with with Cassie gets a sprained ankle, someone gets
Yeah,
an infection.
that doesn't generally work out well.
Nuh-uh.
And especially not when they've got face detecting drones. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, it didn't really even work well back in like in the 90s or earlier.
Yeah, but I think that's more with the AI overlords. With the aliens, I might put up more of a fight. I think with the aliens I could definitely resist a little bit more. If, lizard people come out and say, "This is Lord Klingon, we will conquer all of you." I'm like, "Ah, son,
Yeah. Okay.
it's on."
You 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 and your uh what was his name? Worf? That ugly dude from Star Trek. I think his name is Worf.
Spock?
Huh? No, Spock was the first
Oh,
generation.
okay.
The next generation. Uh, and to be honest, I never watched the next
Yeah,
generation.
I'm about to say you lost me. Yeah,
Uh,
as soon as we left Spock and Kirk
yeah,
and
he's just got a
Scotty.
dumb looking face. He kind of has a Jason Momoa face, a little bit.
Spock
Um,
does?
no, the other
Oh,
Worf.
Worf. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, the other Klingon. Anyway,
Better than a
um,
Klingon, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. Um, all right, so we got 7 minutes. Let's rapid fire this.
Okay.
Um,
Current events. Are there any that you're particularly fired up about? What about Hegseth bringing all the generals and admirals together? What do you think that's about?
I
The official story is
don't
that
freaking know.
he's bringing them together to instill warrior ethos in them, which I
They're
think
gonna
is
have like
pretty
a white elephant
insulting.
gift. It's gonna be
Yeah,
like the Christmas party.
pretty insulting to have this young junior officer turn. I'm sure, like, whatever, he's got the creds that you think he's got, but for him to bring all of the battle hardened generals and admirals together from all over the world to
He's
tell
gonna
them about warrior ethos,
he's gonna bring Jocko in for a pep talk.
that might do it.
Do you think that like what's involved with that to bring all the generals?
It's
Is
a
it
lot of logistics. They say it's about 800 people with their staff. So, like, 800 generals and admirals are coming, and they all travel with a staff. So they have some junior officers and some like mid-level enlisted that travel with them. Usually, they all have like a senior enlisted advisor that's with them. So, like, one general or admiral has at least three key people around him at all times, him or her at all times.
okay?
And these are
And
3 stars and above.
what like what have they said is happening?
They say that he's bringing them together to talk about warrior ethos and reinstilling a warrior ethos into the military. Obviously, that's bullshit. Another thing that's pretty easily that we could have talked about, we might talk about next time, is how everything that the administration is putting out right now is obviously a lie.
Well,
Like,
let's make a point that this week we're gonna do a episode during the daytime when there's no distractions.
yeah,
Maybe on that one, maybe we can just dive right into
all
events.
the shenanigans and
Yeah.
all the wonkery that's going on.
There's some wonkers.
Yeah, with Cash Patel and his zingers of stories that he's putting out as official narratives, it's not it's not easy. It's not hard to see why people would have a hard time buying official narratives right now. Like after everything with the Epstein files and Charlie Kirk and Iran, like
Even within the past, I mean, within our lifetimes, like it
yeah,
hasn't been just the past 6 months or the past 2 years.
yeah.
It's been a minute.
Let's talk about Tower 7 sometime, can't we?
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot of stuff that just doesn't make sense. I mean, we can talk about JFK all day long. We can talk about 9/11. We can talk about Iraq. There's a bunch of stuff, Gaddafi, Iran, whatever. Uh, it's easy to see why people don't believe the official story of what Hegseth is saying. He's bringing everyone to talk about warrior ethos. There's a couple options or a couple different theories that's floating around of like he's bringing people in to thin the herd, like to see who really has the allegiance to Trump and the allegiance to the warrior ethos that I'm putting out. Who has
Yeah.
this? Who has it? And who
Could
doesn't?
could he do something like that? Is that in his
Sure,
authority?
he's the only one that does. I think it's going to take an act of Congress to fire these people, but he would just like defund their departments. He would fire them through bureaucracy.
Okay.
He would just defund their departments and defund everything. So,
Was
Congress would have to officially fire these people, but he would just do it the other way.
was this meeting announced before or after um they determined that there's a looming government shutdown?
I think around the same time, probably before. Did you hear that now they're saying they don't know if the 30-06 that they found is the weapon that killed him?
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah. And now we're
I
not 100% sure that this is the weapon.
I hadn't heard that. I had what's Candace Owens talking about, saying that
Candace is my girl. She goes hard. She's not afraid.
is she nuts though? Like, is she onto something or what?
Well, she never crosses the line. Like, she doesn't say anything that, she's not saying stuff that Kanye West has said. You know what I mean? She's not going that far.
She's not. Yeah.
But she's like, no, there's things that don't make sense. Like someone in his staff immediately pulled all of the SD cards from the cameras to give over to the FBI, and she was like, no attorney would tell you to do that. They would all say to preserve, the evidence until it's subpoenaed. Like this guy immediately. There was another thing, like I don't know. She's calling out a lot of the stories that have come out that I feel like I haven't heard from any other place except for her.
Well,
So
she's just recently saying that like I don't know if she said it was a coerced confession, but she's saying that like he
he's
is
not
not the
admitting.
guy. He's not the
confessing.
guy.
I kind of believe her. I kind of agree with her on that. And there's a lot of people that say
I thought
that.
he had confessed.
No, he's not saying anything. His father said that he confessed. They have this bullshit text message of him with his partner that I don't buy.
Oh, yeah, but
There's
that's the one that says like I had an opportunity, and then like
I had
he's
to
pretty.
take it.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that he did it. At least if the text messages are.
Well, those text messages make it pretty clear, but
Yeah.
you don't know that he wrote them. I mean,
Yeah, I highly suspect he did not.
you're right, right. And he's not cooperating. Like his father said that he admitted it. The father's friend is a police chaplain. It's still real not clear. There's some sort of law enforcement connection with the family. They all say that he admitted, but he's not admitting anything. He's not cooperating.
What would cause them to say that he admitted it if he didn't?
They say they recognize him from the picture, and that his father talked, like they agreed on calling the police to come pick him up.
Oh, so well, but when do they claim that he admitted to them that he did it?
I guess the day after, because he was arrested. What, 2 days after, 3 days? It had to be in that time frame.
So I can understand. I can get behind saying, yeah, that's him on the TV. Let's call it up. But there's no reason that they would say, if he did not admit to them that he did it, why would they say that he did?
I don't know.
I didn't.
Well, he's not admitting. He's not admitting to police. They're saying that he admitted, but he's not admitting to the police.
That's what I'm saying. I would be more inclined to believe that he's telling them the truth than he would tell the police.
Well, I would. I don't know. I don't. I don't believe the father and the father's friend. Like until I hear this kid, because there's no pictures of him taking the shot. There's no pictures of him even with a gun. There's pictures of somebody prone. There's kind of pictures of someone prone with a gun up there. You can't see that it's him. I don't know the whole story. We'll go into the consistencies. I think this week, all the because what we were talking about was the real motivation of Hegseth bringing together these generals and admirals.
Okay.
If it being either him thinning the herd or I don't know. There was another option that I'm kind of blanking on. Do you remember anything like the other options of either him thinning the herd or
No,
going to war, preparing for war? That's the other one I heard. It's like they're getting everyone together to say, "Hey, we're about to go to war."
that would make sense. And if you wanted to eliminate, yeah, it could be like when were you working when the night they shut Jezebel's down?
No.
It was so stupid. It was so stupid. They had it was this super secret assignment. All anybody knew was that we were coming into work at Sunday night at 10 o'clock. It's a special assignment. Don't even the captains don't know. The only person that knows is the colonel. And actually, he was a captain at the time. So the only person that knows is the captain that called this thing and the sheriff. Nobody else knows. So we get to property and evidence because we had the old squadron then, and that was the only place big enough to hold us all. Or no, I'm sorry, we meet at the Southside Education Center. Anyway, everybody has to take their phones and leave them like in a whatever.
Like, who are you
place.
about to go get? You're about to do Jason Bourne stuff? What is this?
We're about to go into Jezebel's and shut it down. It was so stupid. Oh my goodness. It was such
They
a
were
waste of
afraid that
time.
someone was going to text them ahead of time, like, "Hey, we're on our way. Scram."
Yes. Yes, because they wanted this thing to be so big and so like monumental. It was stupid. Anyway, yeah, maybe they get them all in a room and say, leave your devices. Here's what's happening.
I imagine there will be a lot of top secret meetings. There's definitely secret and classified meetings that go on during this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the two big ones. Either he's thinning the herd or we're going to war. It could be two birds with one stone. Like, hey, we're seeing who's really about it because we're about to go to war with all these people.
Maybe there's like Gideon, like, there was a test to see how you drank the water. And if you drank it correctly, you're here. If you drank it incorrectly, go home.
Separating the sheep from the goats.
We don't need your kind. All right, it's 10:04. We gave you 4 minutes of overtime. That's on us. That's free.
You're welcome.
All right, I'll see you here in a few days.
Yes, sir.
Later.
Peace.